Hi everyone, I'm Vivekanandam, handling social science for the grade 6. Today the lesson is on understanding diversity. To going before this lesson, I would like to go quick review on the previous lesson which I taught. In that story, we have seen the variation or difference between one student to another and one person to another, one place to another place, as a traditional, geographical, cultural, religious aspect. There is a difference between the people. That is, difference means diversity. In the diversity, what we learn about the making a friends, making a friend. In that, I would like to remind you about the two boys who are meeting each other at the road signal on the circle. Samir 1 and Samir 2. So that newspaper boy given the name instead of 1 and 2, he has given Samir 8 and Samir 2. Religious aspect, they are different. The Samir 1, the Samir 8, who is a student, and Samir 2, who is newspaper seller. In this, apart from the religious background, even there are two differences we can find out as a society based. They have been segregated, they have been divided. There's a difference between two. The student is from rich family. The second, the Samit, though, who is newspaper seller, is from poor background. And so society was the respect and other thing goes to the student who is having the knowledge. And the student who has newspaper, you don't have any knowledge about the syllabus and other thing. Based on the position of these two, we can understand what is the position of today's about in our society about the rich man and poor difference is there. Apart from this rich man and poor man, religious background also, no one is stopped them to make a friendship. So making a friendship between two persons very difficult about the person who is different from you. But even though no religious, no society based, no traditional, no spiritual rituals will stop you to maintain the friendship. See, as you were in the 5th standard, you can remember your friends. Although you have the friends who was different from you, who was from the different religious background, but even you'll maintain. And in that maintaining the friendship, during their festivals, they'll invite you. They want to make a friendship so that they exchange the greeting with each other. Today, we have 4 questions about this lesson to understanding about the diversity in India. Better understand, there's 4 questions to better understand. First question is about, before this understanding diversity, I want you to ask one more question before putting the question. I want you to take once again to the 5th standard. In that, one teacher came and asked to write about your color essay. This is an essay on your favorite color and favorite fruits. So maybe 10 to 15 students will return the different colors. They have the different choice about the color and they have the different choice about the fruits. So in this differentiate also, we are one. Before writing something on this thing, I want you to take for 1 minute to the mathematics. You just remember the mathematics, minus into minus, what happens? Minus into minus. Minus into minus is equal to plus. To keep this in your mind, I have one question. What does diversity our lives is a question. What does diversity add to? So, as per the spiritual background, we are minus. As per the religious background, we are minus. But minus into plus between two persons to making the friendship, this religious background, other thing we will not follow. Means we will not take into the consider. We will give the more importance to the friendship rather than the religions. Because friend in need is a friend indeed. Friendship makes a difference. At the time of your trouble, at the time of your getting any problem, your friend will come and support you, and you can solve the problems. So my question is, what does diversity add to our lives? Is there anything add plus here? Definitely, there are a lot of things are added after making the friendship. That is, one is about the festival. This is again the difference is there. Say Hindus, Islam, Muslim, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, and so on. We have so much of religious backgrounds are there. To celebrate one particular festival, we will invite our friends. We will invite our friends to make our festival with the enjoy, with the happiness. We want to share our happiest moment along with us. Even we invite our friends so that they can enjoy with us. In the three aspects, if you are inviting your friend on your auspicious occasion, that is on the festival, in this festival, what happens? First one, there is a food. What happens? If we are inviting to our friends, we will be ready since morning because we are going to receive. We are the host. They are the guest. We are going to receive our friend who is not celebrating the festival. We want to show how we are celebrating that festival to them with the joyous moments, with the happiest moments. And when we are invited the friends, definitely there will be different type of foods are there. We'll celebrate. We'll prepare the dishes, different type of dishes over there to serve the people with the love and joy. And in this, what happens? When we go to the different person, probably we eat different kind of food over there. Next one comes about your festival. Here, when they are inviting the festival, we will celebrate different kind of festival along with them. We tasted different kind of food in their homes. We celebrate different kind of festival over there, and we tried out different clothes like them. We tried clothes which they were to look them like them. See, sometimes we try. Normally, when we are traditionally we wear something on their occasion, but when we try to other things, we want to look the difference, and at the same time, we want to make the friendship. And at the same time, not only making the friendship, hereafter we'll say that on the exchanging the greetings, we will call them for our festival. Also, we will invite them. Next one, the fourth one point is about the language. Language, to communicate with each other, we might have learned about their languages, so that we can show that even we are following very closely to you, like we are like you, we are close, we are friends, rather than keeping the religious aside. This plays an important role. Next one is about, the second question is about reading, hearing, stories. The first one is about, in the question, what does diversity added to our life? This is added. About the festival, they have been added when once we go to home, once they invited, they'll maintain all these things. And reading the books and hearing the good stories, we will feel happy. In that, what type of books? If you read good books, there's a different type of these things you will see. There's a different between the animals. People will read about even ghosts. Even ghosts also will read. When we read the books about between the animals, people, and different, now we can gain the knowledge by reading the good books. There's a proverb. The people who have the experience with the books, they say that books are good friends. Why? Because if you read the books and you'll gain good knowledge. And through reading the books, you'll have a lot of knowledge. At the time of trouble, the book will help you how to solve the problems. And here, to making the stories about the different kind of people between the animals. One, I want to go for the story about old story between rabbit and what else? Remember the story, old story. Slowly study wins the race. Slowly study wins the race. Yes, exactly. Rabbit and tortoise. In this tortoise story, normally by rabbit, everyone will expect tortoise go very slowly. The rabbit will go very fast. In that story, what happens? The rabbit go very fast, getting tired. He thinks that by the time of tortoise will come near to me, then I can wake up and I can go. But who wins? Tortoise wins, because slowly and steady wins the race. This also shows by reading the game, you you gain the knowledge. The second one is about the people. Even we have a lot of stories like monkey and crocodile. And fox and his book will feel happy. When feeling happy, again we are interested to live, and especially when we read about the ghost stories, in the story, what happens for the next moment. We'll keep on reading the books and we'll feel happy. And at the same time, we can imagine what is going to happen for the next moment. So interestingly, we'll read. And next one is about the people. To be honest is the best policy. About woodcutter. Woodcutter is there, while he's cutting the tree, his axe will fell into the river. The goddess of the river will come out and she'll show the golden one axe to him, and the second one silver, bronze. He said, these are not belongs to me. The fourth time she'll come and show the axe. Yes, he says it is mine. So honesty is the best policy we can learn from this woodcutter story. And about we have the kings and queens stories also we'll learn. Before that, there's a Akbar and Birbal stories. In this Akbar and Birbal, what we learn, whenever somebody's come in the royal quarters, royal palace, Birbal is always there to solve the problems. In that week, what we learn, that how to solve the problems we can learn. And one more person by name Tenali Ramakrishna. In this Tenali Ramakrishna, we also see in the palace of Sri Krishna Devaraya, King Sri Krishna Devaraya, there was a story. The king will give different tasks to him and he will solve. Once there was a person who came from different background, he is given challenge to the King Sri Krishna Devaraya. If anyone is find out, identify which caste I belongs to, I'll accept that I lose this challenge. And if no one is proved that which caste I belongs, the king, you have to accept that you are lost, and you have to, for that you have to give some prize to me, reward, as a reward. Then the king agreed, and he called immediately to Tenali Ramakrishna to identify which. He said, I want some time, 1 day time. So king has accepted, that person also accepted. And what the Tenali Ramakrishna did is, the person who has come from want to prove that no one is identified. When he was sleeping, Tenali Ramakrishna taken one leaf and he has scratched in his legs like this. In that normally, if we wake up, we'll do different language. When we are in the, especially in the sleeping, at the time we will speak our mother tongue, and his mother tongue is Telugu. He said, "Evarradi." Evarradi means who is there. Then immediately next day, Ramakrishna has proved that he belongs to Andhra Pradesh, Telugu. So, and most based on the people story, about the king story, we have very good. What we have written? We have written all the stories in the first books, and based on the books, the people have made the pictures. Now here you have seen the Bahubali. Bahubali is about king-oriented picture. In that sequence, we have come Bahubali 1, Bahubali 2. In that, king-oriented, how he is supporting to the people. The other king house is giving trouble to the people. This is the difference they are shown. Then everyone accepted. The picture has gone hit. Even that picture, director also got Padma Bhushan award also. So based on what we thinking about what we are writing, that is what, based on the language. Apart from this, what happens, the people, the student who having all these things, even they want to write some books, they have some ideas, by seeing this thing, they will stop what kind of books I have to write. And they will go with the thinking, high thinking, out keeping the mind, or giving some creativity to their mind. Even what they do, they go from their childhood. They do something about their childhood, what their parents are they saying, they're writing this thing. And about childhood and about best friend, they write. Even here also you can see about the best friend, how they have invited, what they happiest moment when they invited their friends, all these things they can write. So this is the advantage of reading and hearing the books or hearing the stories. Rather than simply wasting of time, this will make you to be perfect to keep in your mind. to creativity will be done by you, not by forcefully. You think about it by thinking. Keep on. See, normally thinking. Some writers are there. What they say is, when they are sleeping, they'll get some dreams. After waking up immediately, maybe around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night also, they start writing the points. The next day, they'll update. Like that, today, they have given, apart from this, the very good, famous picture was there, which has come as Harry Potter. The boy's adventure, about the ghost adventure pictures, we can see apart from this regular, we can see the adventures. The king, somebody's taken the queen, the king will come and make the advantage, do the fighting with these things, facing adventures, and successfully will bring queen back to the royal palace. By seeing this, happy about the adventure of that particular. So all these things will make you the difference about what I want to say. Diversity, people have different type of knowledge is there. Based on knowledge, based on this thing, we have the different type of stories will come out. This is the stories when you are reading. Most probably in our library, we have different type of ghost adventure books are there. You can read it. So the books, what happens, we can gain the knowledge. Now, second question is, third question is, this is the second one. Third one is about diversity in India. In this diversity in India, we have a lot of things to do. We have to understand most of the diversity is done by based on the years. Say diversity in India. What is the diversity? Why we have been diverted? Before going to, I would like to take you to 300 years or 400 years back, 300, 400 years ago. In this 300, 400 years ago, we were under the king's rule. For example, some Bharata dynasty has ruled, Hindu dynasty has ruled, and Babur, Mughal dynasty has done. Mughal dynasty starts from the Babur, Akbar, Aurangzeb, Shah Jahan, up to the Tughlaq. There's a dynasty, Mughal dynasty has ruled. During that particular period of the kings, what happens? They don't bother about people's opinion. In this people's opinion, they don't bother. Then and there, they'll take the decision and they'll make invite. They'll give the order to follow all the people. Like we have so many kings ruled over there. Sri Krishna Devaraya, especially in Karnataka, we have Bahumani kingdoms, Bahumani dynasty. We have the fort in Gulbarga. Like that, the kings ruled. During the particular, they don't bother about people, but they bother about the rules and regulations they have to follow. To the taxes that the government they have to pay. If they are not unable to pay, they'll give punishment severe. Maybe they cut the hands, something. Second comes, we were under the 200 years back ago, we were under the colonial rule. In these colonial rules, what you understand, what is the meaning of the colonial rule means, we were under the East India Company. In this, why I am telling all these things, there's a purpose is there. Why I am taken you to the history, there's a purpose. 200 years ago, colonial rule was there, that is England ruled. They came to India to make a trade in the name of the name of East India Company, by seeing the spices, the cotton and other thing, there was much demand about the white diamond, that is the cotton. Worldwide there's a demand. By seeing this, they made it. And here also, what is the meaning of the colonial means? The person who is not belong to the same continent, apart from this continent, other continent, they belongs to, they have been called as a colonial rule. We were under the British rule, that is England, under about the 200 years. During that particular period, they made us the slave. They don't bother about the people's opinion, and they don't bother about the welfare of the people of India. They made the slaves, and they are treated very cruel. And after that, when did we got independence? In the 1947. Exactly. On the 14th night we got it. August 14th night we got it. And in this, what happens? People plays an important role. People plays an important role. Why? We are not under the king's rule. We are not in the colonial rule. After 1947, we are under democratic rule. In this democratic rule, what happens? Democratic means people plays an important role. Democratic means by the people, for the people, and to the people. People plays an important role. Democracy is a form of government which allows the people to choose their representative. Like that, we have to choose our own self. Here, why I am telling this thing about Indian Constitution as given as per the Indian Constitution. In this, there's a much important in this that people plays an important, giving the importance to the people. We have the people have been chosen by for the better development of the chosen people. We have fundamental rights. In these fundamental rights, there's a most important fundamental rights are there. In that, we have freedom to live. We have freedom to live. In this freedom to live, what happens? We can live anywhere in India with the freedom. No one is going to stop you. And one more freedom is there, freedom to choose religion. Freedom to choose a religion or to follow the religion. Religion aspect, we have the freedom. We can practice any religion without any disturbances. If anybody is stopping, if anybody trying to exploit to you, we have the laws and other things. Why I given this example is, as for the religion aspect, we have the freedom. But at the same time, today you look around what happened in Gulbarga, what happened in the Lucknow, in the Ayodhya and Babur Masjid issue. We have to remember Albert Einstein, the scientist. The person was sitting under the tree, the apple was fallen down. Who was that? What was his formula? For this thing, for each and every action, there's a opposite, same and equal reaction. Newton's law. So, in this religion, when one particular person is doing something, next religion will come and religion do the same opposite. So, based on the religion purpose, we have the fundamental rights. We can choose, we can segregate, we can defend our language, we can defend our religion. So, by this saying, what we have been, as India has been segregated, India has divided aspect, we have 29 states. In the 29 states, all languages are equal. Same languages they are followed? No. In Karnataka, we are following Kannada. In Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, we are following Telugu. If in neighboring states, You go to Tamil Nadu, we'll follow Tamilians. You go to Kerala, Malayalam. Go to Maharashtra, they follow Marathi. All different languages are there. So why we have to learn about the different languages means to make a communication. But apart from these 29 states, we have one official language, that is Hindi. To understand this language, importance of the language, I want you to remember one former Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, that is late P.V. Narasimha Rao, who is from Telangana, Warangal districts. He knows 18 languages of other states. The one more person who is from Karnataka became the Prime Minister. After becoming the Prime Minister, he tried to learn other languages apart as long as English concerned. He don't know how to speak. He is tried. That is none other than the farmer of Karnataka's H.D. Kumaraswamy's father, H.D. Devagowda, has become Prime Minister and he learned language. So based on these languages and this thing, we have been segregated, we have been given this importance about the language aspect. Why I given about the languages? About the language plays an important role for the communication of different people in India. We have learned how to prepare the foods. We will prepare the food. Same foods we will prepare, but in different ways we will prepare. Like other castes they do. Like we are preparing the foods, and other thing is how long we have been about the difference in the states, about the constitution, about the Indian constitution, we have been segregated. As per the states, we have to speak. If you go to Tamil, we have different delicious food. Sambar is special. And if you go to Andhra, we have rice. Like that, based on the geographical structure, these things has been given about the Indian constitution, about the religious aspect. We have been segregated, but Hindi is united as per the Indian constitution. We read about the we eat in different foods in their house. When we tried their clothes, how they wear it, and different parts. Even I told you just now, I explained about Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and even Andhra Pradesh, how the people are wear the different clothes based on their geographical or weather conditions. So in this, what the question is about diversity in India. Third question about what in India about the diversity in India. Why we have been diverted? Why we have different caste, different religion, different type of foods are there. All these things about based on the democracy as per the Indian constitution we have one. So we have unity in diversity. As per the geographical structure, we have been divided, but we are friends to each others when they come. Say normally nowadays in the society, you can say in the society different kind of people are living together. And to communicate, we will learn different languages to respect each other. Inviting, to exchanging the greetings, to inviting the friends, to making the friends. On the occasion of our birthdays, functions, festivals, marriages, house, we are inviting and we are respecting to each other and exchanging each other with their food, clothes, festivals, and language also plays an important role. This is what diversity in India. We have the differences. Part of India, everywhere the difference is there. Different eating habits are there, different seasons are there. All kind of these things are make an important one. Now, last one, that is the final one about how do we explain diversity? The question is, how do we explain diversity? How do we explain diversity? And how we learn? What is the purpose of the learning of the diversity? The question is, how do we explain the diversity? In this explain about the diversity, 200 years, 2000 years ago or long back, 2000 years ago or long back, before the mode of transport like ships, trains, cars, motorcycles has become the part of our life. In 2000 years long ago, people traveled from one place to another in the ship, on the horses, on the camels, or on foot. Why they traveled from one place to another? For the purpose of better living. This better living also we can call as a migration. People are moved from one place to another. It's called a migration. Why people have been migrated? Not only the people, even the birds will migrate, even the animals will migrate according to the seasons. And in those days, the people used to go one place to another, to move one place for the base of the better living. And moving to another place, for example, I want to give one more example about the Jammu and Kashmir to Kalburgi difference. Especially here it's summer, there is a winter. During that particular winter season, the snow will cover all the places where the cultivation of the trees grow. During the particular period, the animals face the problems. The people who face the problem don't have enough to eat, because all the crops, all the trees will grow, will cover with the snow. There's no chance to grow. In that particular scenario, the people will migrate, they move to another place to live. In that scenario, what happens? If they go to new places and they have to construct a house for the living, to protect from the rain, from the heat, from the theft, all these things the house is required. To construct the houses, they have pakka houses, kacha houses, and travel houses. Travel house is there. You might have seen the house will be constructed on journey. Wherever they make the journey, when they feel tired, they stop in particular place where the water and other facilities are available. Taking one certain period of the rest of the particular period, again they start morning. But unfortunately, in India, we have the migrating system is there. After migrating, we have to go for the new places. We have to see the new houses. We have to construct the houses. At the same time, we have to be educated about the new climatic conditions. Apart from the new climatic conditions, we have the different kind of food habits. In these different kind of food habits, you may not familiar with the food. The new food has to be you should have to understand about the particular conditions. And apart from this, the important one, you have the language. For the communication purpose, you have to learn their languages. And at the same time, earning. What is the sources of earning? Also, you have to see. In this earning style and everything, you have to remember India. How do we explain the diversity? Like this, we have to explain. From one person to another, the people are moving for the better development. But let me tell you about the south places. Gulbarga is very high above the sea level. And our neighboring states are there that for the last 3 years to 4 years you might observe. There's a floods, heavy rains came and it hit to the Tamil Nadu. very badly. The people, you can imagine, when the floods comes, there's a disturbance in the sea, the water, sea water will come. The people, to save themselves, they went to the top of the roof. Everywhere surrounding there water. There's no water to drink. The water is available, it's not good to eat, drink. And they don't have anything to eat. And they'll be asking the help from this thing. And so our government will supply the food through the helicopters. And some, when they're dropping, sometimes if they not catch, it fell into the waters. So this type of geographical structure, weather conditions are there in India. After this, one more this migration is there about the people makes the difference. The difference between about one particular place to another for the sake of national calamities. Natural calamities like floods, droughts, famine. These are the natural calamities. In that particular period, people will move from one place to another. It's compulsory. What is the floods? Everywhere water will come. There's no food to eat. There's no place to walk. There's no place to live. For that particular sake, even government will make you to shift from one place to another. And drought means when Siddaramaiah was became the first time chief minister in Karnataka about 600 years, 6 years back, there was a drought. Continuously, there was no rain in Bidar, in Karnataka, in Kalburgi. People are worried about the drinking water. There's no food for them. Even there's no food for them. That particular period, before this, what this farmers are, Mahatma Gandhi says, farmers are backbones of India. But the backbone has gone because every time in the particularly south region, the rain plays gambling with the farmers. One year particular rain is there. Today, this year we have the plenty of the rains. In that particular period, there was no rains, there was nothing to eat for the people, for the animals, for the birds. They have been migrated, and the people who are dependent on the agriculture, the farmers have bought some loans to buy the seeds and pesticides. Because there was no agriculture, what these people have done, they have committed suicide by drinking that pesticides. This is what happens about the natural calamities. The government has to Siddaramaiah came and he landed in the police ground and he searched in Gulbarga and he went to by road to Bidar and he seen. And he told time the money has reached to the so many farmers have died. Because which has taken from the pawnbrokers, the person was lent the money on the interest. So this type of natural calamities are there in India. In this, we can say that, as explaining about the diversity, in India we have the natural calamity is there, fear, drought, and famine. Famine is a particular this thing. There's nothing to do. There's a lot. Floods come with water. Even at the peak of the time when the farmers are ready to sow their crops, at the time the floods and it comes, they lost. Their work is gone in waste. Everything gone in vain. And that is what in India rains and other calamities are playing with the gambling with the farmers. This is what we say, diversity is there. The people are moving from one place to another. They are making the houses, patch houses, and apart from this, even they have to learn about the languages, about the earning food and about the music. They have to see the different kind of music over their particular their area. And apart you can see the food habits. And I want to, before conclusion of this lesson, I want to give one example so that you can understand. The people came from migration who are earlier, their main earning is depend on the agriculture. Once these calamities come, they reach to the eastern coastal areas where their main earnings will be, first of all, they have to adjust themselves according to the weather condition of that particular area. And earnings, the ships will go inside the sea and they catch the fish, and their main earnings will be on the catching the fishes, and other work also is there. So there's a difference between the one place to another. This is what called the diversity of India. So in India, we have so much of diversities are there. People are moving from one place to another, especially for to better living. And in that better living, they have to adjust themselves according to the weather conditions. On the weather condition, they have to construct the houses. To constructing the houses, they want to make a communication with each other. They have to learn the earning styles, the food habits, and even the work conditions also they have to work. Like the person was come from the Kashmir or was come from the Gujarat, it's staying in the North India, especially in the Andhra Pradesh, the people use rice more. And these people have the habit to have rotis. So this is the food habits and food conditions and everything you have to understand at the same time to make a condition to the communications. We have to learn different languages. So in these four aspects, first one is making the friendship, and first one, the question about the what does diversity add to our lives? In that, we added the friendship. We are invited each others on the occasion of festivals. During the festivals, we are served the different foods, and we tried the celebrated with the different festivals ever we have seen, and also we tried their clothes to wear, and also we learned the different languages. Second one is about reading and hearing stories. In the reading and hearing stories, we will feel happy when we are reading the good books. Apart from feeling happy, we will be having the creativity of writing some new books. We have seen the different type of stories, and now they made the, after by seeing the books, they have made the pictures. The sequels has come, that is Bahubali 1 and Bahubali 2. And apart from this, in the third one, we have diversity in India. Our different calamity have taken you to three areas. One is king's rule, one the colonial rule, and democratic country, democratic India. During the democratic Indian, we have the Indian Constitution. In that Indian Constitution, we have the fundamental rights. In that fundamental rights, as today, I give an example what is happening around us. One caste is constructing doing the puja to construct the temple. The other caste is trying to stop them by making the dharnas, or in other ways they are giving the statement that we want to go and they want to go to the courts. Already Supreme Court has given the judgment about these two castes, about that particular place that called in the Lucknow, that's Uttar Pradesh, about the Ayodhya issue. During that particular issue about based on the casteism, people will suffer, right? But saying we will not see which caste or which traditional, which culture background he belongs to, but we will see the making the friendship, giving the importance to each other. The third, fourth, and one is about the how do we explain the diversity? About 2,000 years about the mode of transport. I explained about the mode of transport. Before the transport as the part of our life, about the trains, buses, auto rickshaws, cars, and two-wheelers, that is motorcycle. And before that, the people travel from one particular place to another, getting tired. They may construct a house over there, stay for some days, and again they gone. During all these things, the India showed the diversity is there in India, even though we have to learn of the different languages. I have given an example of the two former Prime Ministers of India. One is P.V. Narasimha Rao, who knows the 18 languages, who can read and write, is nowhere now, he expired. And one is there, H.D. Devagowda, after becoming the Prime Minister of India, he learned apart from the Hindi, this one, apart the Kannada, and he'll try to learn about the Hindi and English languages. The language migrations are there, about the floods, drought and famine. All these things are make the people to move from one place to another. By moving the one place to another, the people have different type of food habits, earning, and everything is there. After them, the India is very great. We are inviting everyone, and we are making the friendship. In that, what we learn is about we have the unity in diversity. Though we have been segregated by the religions, but as per the Indian Constitution, we are one. Thank you for the lesson. We'll meet in the next lesson.